So, a couple of months ago on the channel, I talked to you all about a company named Epic Chain. And I said, listen, this company is building something absolutely fantastic within the XRP ecosystem. And I'm under the belief that if XRP performs well and its ecosystem starts to grow like I think it's going to, Epic Chain should benefit from it in terms of price action. Now, I also told you all, listen, because of these things and because of my partnership with them, I'm going to add some of it to my bag. And every single month, I'm going to give you an update on exactly what is going on, if I'm feeling the same way, if I'm selling, if I'm buying, etc. So it's been another month and I wanted to jump in and give you all another update on exactly what is going on with Epic and how I'm feeling about it these days. So without further ado, let's not waste any more time at all and let's jump straight into it. So as I mentioned before, just to recap, what Epic Chain is doing is very simple. They are building the world's fastest growing RWA ecosystem, all backed by Ripple. What you can see is that they've gone out and said Epic is building the world's first RWA superstructure, aligning institutions and consumers across every major asset class. And I said, listen, guys, if they can pull this off, I genuinely believe that this is going to be the biggest RWA ecosystem, especially within the XRP ecosystem. If, for example, we go look at the XRPL ecosystem right now, they're already up there. I mean, they're currently ranked, what is that? Let's see, one, two, three, four. They're in fourth place on the XRPL ecosystem already. And that's before their full product is released. They're not even that far behind many of the other people in front of them. They just have things like Sologenic and Corium up there. But truth be told, I genuinely believe that Epic Chain is just better in general. It's just going to take them releasing and producing the things that they say they're going to. That's all it's going to take, in my opinion. And so what we can see is that even after, look, let me show you this. I want to show you DeFi Lami. Even after this little period, right here, where the XRPL ecosystem has kind of flatlined, Epic Chain is still up there. So it's not like that was just a flash in the time. It wasn't just a moment where they just caught traction and it was just short-lived. No, they are still holding up well. They're still in the top 5 within this ecosystem, even after the ecosystem has been struggling to gain some momentum over the last couple months, just because of the way that the market's been recently, right? The market's not been favorable to altcoins, but they have been performing exceptionally well recently in comparison to the way in which the market has been responding and pushing down prices for cryptos with only a $50 million market cap. And so because of that, I think honestly, if we're purely just looking at this from a technical and price perspective, this thing is still holding up and still showing a lot of the strength that it was showing before, even in an unfavorable market, right? Now, this isn't just random and coincidence though. Truth be told, the reason why they're performing so well and holding up so well, which is all you want from a crypto this size in a moment like this, just survive, right? The reason why they're doing that is because of the sheer amount of volume that they've been putting out, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this, but I mean, the amount of stuff they've done just within the last 30 days is crazy for a company of this size, with this scale and with this amount of output that they have, right? For example, what we can see. Just recently, they went and got listed on Uphold, which is great. Uphold is actually very popular, especially out in some of those newer countries to the world of crypto. They've been gaining a lot of traction there, which was a smart play by them. But look at what's going on. Boom, they listed them. When was this again? Let's look at the dates. This is August 20th, so a little bit over a month ago. What you can see is that they're going to very soon be releasing the first perpetuals exchange, purpose-built for the XRP economy. You can see that they are building an XRP-focused perpetuals market with fast execution, low fees, composable margin, and XRP as optional collateral, with institutional-grade custody, risk, and monitoring integrations, and a trading gateway that loops liquidity across Epic's suite. So not only are they doing basic things from a token perspective, but they're also working on their products and the things that they're actually going to release to fulfill this goal of becoming the world's fastest-growing RWA ecosystem. If we go on next, they went and bought $1 million in Pokemon cards, all acquired purely and wholly by their company. Now, you may think this is so random. Why would they do this? No, it was intentional, because this means that they now have the biggest on-chain card and collectibles market coming as a part of the Epic ecosystem. And remember, they're trying to conquer RWA, real-world assets. What's an asset in the real world right now? Pokemon cards. So now they're going to have a marketplace in which people can interact and transact with them. And obviously, that is going to start to give a little bit of spunk to the ecosystem in which they're trying to create. Next, what we can see is that they have now launched Epic One, which is a cashback card built for the XRP economy, which is spendable across over 180 countries with huge merchant circle spread worldwide, up to 8% cashback on XRP in every purchase, and is built for global scale with no hidden fees. So what does that mean? They're now tapping into what? The real world. What do people do in real life? They spend money, right? So people are going to need cards that can bridge that gap between the real world and crypto. Bam, Epic One. And then last but not least, they're not only focusing on what is happening from more of a company perspective, but but they're also very much so considering the token itself, which is again why the token is held up so well. What we can see is that there's currently a $1 million buyback proposal, which I mean would absolutely send this thing, not in terms of price, but in terms of excitement, in terms of volume, in terms of structure. People would love it. And sure, it may actually have a price impact, that is possible, but I think the true value from this comes more from what that does, not only to the supply long term, but the engagement in the community, people seeing how much they care about it. That's what creates long-term sticky relationships that can provide, support for a company like this for not just days and weeks, but months and years. And that's what they're trying to accomplish. And so because of all of these things that they've done recently, that they've accomplished recently, they have been absolutely smashing it. And don't forget, this is a company that is backed by Ripple. This is a company that has the support of Ripple. And so, yes, sure, their price maybe has flatlined, right? We saw an absolutely beautiful run up. And then sure, it has flatlined a little bit over the last few months. But look at this move in comparison to the ecosystem. It's the same exact move. So what is happening right now is that Epic Chain's price maybe is flatlined right now more as a result of what is happening within the on-chain metrics, within the ecosystem, but not as a result of them not doing their jobs. And I believe when the day comes, again, that XRP starts moving, because it's going to move at some point, and the ecosystem starts moving, because it's going to move at some point, Epic Chain should easily be able to benefit from that. And I think that they very well might. And so because of that, I am still happily holding my bags. I'm still happily investing into this thing because I truthfully believe that if they keep doing what they're doing, they're setting themselves up and giving themselves the best opportunity to see growth. Now, nothing's guaranteed, and I can't promise that they're going to grow, but all we're looking for as investors are companies who are trying and doing a good job, and that is what they are doing. And so because of that, this is a happy update, not going to lie. I am very pleased with what I'm seeing from Epic Chain, not only as an investor, but obviously as someone who does just hope to see the XRP ecosystem continue to throw drive and kind of evolve a little bit, because the XRP ecosystem is kind of boring, right? And I want to see companies like Epic do well there, and this could be a great thing for it. And so that's your update for the month on what is happening for Epic. Let me know down in the comments below. I know a lot of you guys hold Epic. What are you thinking? How are you feeling about what they have going on? I'll chat with you all down there, and I'll tap in with you all next time. Peace out, everybody.